Hey guys, in today's video I'm going to be unboxing, I suppose, and getting excited about the relatively new instrument released by Spitfire Audio Recordings, which was compiled and created by Oliver Patrice Weder. Right, okay, so as most of you know, I'm a sucker for felt pianos, so as soon as I heard the release that there was another felt piano I could buy, I went ahead and bought this. I haven't actually used it. I bought it about, I don't know, 6 weeks ago maybe, and I haven't had a chance to crack it open yet. And this was quite a nice learning curve for me. I'm so used to everything I buy being on contact that it took me ages to figure out where this was. So for those of you who don't know, let's load up a new instrument. Actually, don't even need to load up a new instrument for this. I've got an instrument here. I've got Contact 5. It's not in Contact. It's in Spitfire's own instrument. And also, one thing to note is Spitfire, as you can see down here, Spitfire have two instruments. They have Spitfire Audio, and then they have SA Recordings, and that's why I couldn't find it. I was like, why is it not in Spitfire Audio? I'm so confused. Went looking all over my hard drive, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, stumbled across. There it is. Oliver Patrice Weder's OPW. Hello. So I thought maybe I'd have a look at it properly before I did the video so that I kind of knew what was going on, but I only had a look at a couple of the things. So like I said, this isn't going to be like an in-depth review. This isn't going to be like a walkthrough. This is kind of like me exploring, is this going to be a useful instrument for trailing music and trailing music sounds? Admittedly, I've read other music, namely sort of ambient post-rock stuff, and I think this will definitely be useful for that. But anyway, so let's just have a look. Now, they have this wonderful new interface, which, as a person who likes very simple design, this is pushing my buttons. So we've got this, which I presume is there we go, Oliver's piano. I've got it here. Oh, interesting. It gives you different octaves. Okay, that's cool. I like that. Anyway, before I get excited, well, it's too late, it's happened. This is the volume, and then this. Let's have a listen. Seems to be the kind of mechanical. So you can hear more of the mechanical elements of it. It's probably two mics. One's probably the room, one's probably the close. Does it say if I hover? No, it doesn't. It's just giving me these lovely symbols, which, you know, are cool, but I kind of like to know what they are, at least. I'm sure if I watched the videos, they would tell me what they were. And yes, I should stop being lazy and stop doing that. Anyway, here we go. And then we've got this guy, which was the big knob in the middle here, which is reverb, and I can also set it to, I presume, release, but I presume there isn't a release part here for me to press, so there's no release. Okay, so where's that pedal? Just for those of you who are interested, I went and upgraded to get a proper piano sustain pedal, rather than this old thing, which I've been using since I got it with a Yamaha drum machine when I was about 13. So I've had that since then. I thought I'd finally upgrade, you know. I've hit the big leagues, guys. I've got a big sustain pedal. Okay, yeah, it sounds lovely so far. Admittedly, I'm horribly put off by the fact that using ScreenFlow has given my keyboard a huge amount of latency, which I'm sure I could correct if I could be bothered to sit down and do that, but I'm not going to, because essentially I'm just listening to the sounds of them rather than necessarily the playability. So let's click on this down arrow, which I presume opens up the menu. Okay, so there's all a searching by, it's kind of like a music library, isn't it? Searching by type. I like these illustrations. So we've got Oliver's piano, flugelhorn, pads, electronics, tempo synced. Oh, nice. One shots, swells, percussion. Okay, right. So as a trailer composer, I immediately go, ooh, big hits. Oh, nice. So this is more ambient percussion, which actually would be amazing in a horror track. Yes. Okay, sold. Done. It's made its money worth. If I can find a single patch that I'm going to use in a track, because I think it's only £29. It's not. It wasn't a huge amount of money. So we've got percussion hits. We've got treated hits. Let's. Ooh. What happens when I do this? Ooh, okay, yes, so this is the kind of more, sounds like the more electronic stuff, which I don't tend to use in my tracks very often. Got castanets, oh, claps, come on, be good, claps. Now, I use quite a lot of claps in my drum tracks, so what we've got, can I do the release? No, let's see what the reverb does. So it sounds like single hit claps. Now, my favourite clap samples are the one that are almost like flams. So there's like, I don't know, a group of 6 people clapping and it's like kind of like someone walking on snow. This would reveal itself as too mechanical too quickly. Which, yeah. Still be useful for occasional. In fact, this is probably the way I would use it the most. As kind of like almost like an ambient snare clap. Favela. Okay, so more of those rain stick type things with the shaky bits on. Somebody tell me down below in comments, please. So yeah, this type of percussion in my mind is lending itself to horror, to thriller to some extent. Obviously not to the piano work stuff I write, because I very rarely use any percussion that isn't timpani or tam-tams. Hammer hits. See, part of me, the trailer composer of me is going, okay, so I do like the the percussion hits here for the horror stuff, but this definitely feels like an electronic ambient world to me. You know, I can imagine hearing this on a Helios record. You know, where are my hammer hits? Rainstick singles. Oh, I like that. That's quite good. Again, similar thing. I'm not a fan of using loops. Okay, so we're back to the piano. The thing is, I'm a sucker for new pianos, because even if it's a slightly different shade of a piano, the wonderful thing with having lots of different piano samples to choose from is you can go from the really intimate soft piano, which it's kind of like you're sat with the composer in the living room whilst they're showing you their new piece, or you go to those sort of really bright grand pianos recorded in beautiful halls that's kind of like, okay, this is a big orchestral piece, I get it. This for me feels like Mr. Weder is serenading us. Yeah, but this is just a lovely piano. Let's have a look at what other pianos there are. So there's this is the business. Okay, let's turn that up. See what happens. Yeah, very nice soft piano. Very filmic. Very suited to TV sound beds, and to some extent, not family adventure trailers, but kind of, the trailers that I've had that have used this have been kind of uplifting, not family films, but wholesome films, kind of like Will Smith becoming a better human person, a better human being. So, something like... One night, a man... No, I'm not going to do it. It sounds terrible. Not the piano. The piano sounds beautiful, but my thought... we don't really have that trailer voice anymore, and I'm quite thankful for that, because it always sounded cheesy. Now, I did have a listen to these. And admittedly, I'm not a huge fan of these, but this is because... I can't imagine myself using these a lot. You got these endless... This kind of like sort of arpeggiated rolls up the octaves, which I can imagine, again, in a more ambient track, which is not specifically aimed at trailers. See, that one I can hear in it. So let's go dark. So yeah, that one works better. The reverse thing makes it sound more freaky and weird, rather than it being kind of like this kind of like chirpy electronic sound. So if I go back to... Yeah. So I mean, I could see it in TV stuff quite easily, which is always good. And the lovely thing, it's the actual sound of the piano itself. It's very nice. You've got a nice long sustain, which is good for pads and stuff. Glacier piano. Done that one. Ooh. Okay, I'm quite liking this. It's kind of like a random tremolo piano, which I have done myself on a piano for one of my own samples. They're very handy for supplying movement in a pad. They don't have to be high up. They don't have to be high up in the in volume or anything, but they are very good. If you're giving us a nice drone, you see the kind of random tapping of the tremolo makes it sound very, very nice and very usable. Now this, I have listened to this. I can't hear myself using this. Let's see what it looks like with a bit of fading. I mean, it's actually got quite a nice sound. Like when you first play it, you go, because you play it like a keyboard player. It kind of goes, oh. Horrible keyboard samples. Actually, if we go... That would be I would probably use this as an extra colour, nothing to take the lead of anything. Let's see what I've got. So that was a muted Mikado vibrato. Well, I quite like the muted one. Let's see what really... Okay, that's how I would use it. I would use it for that. In fact, let me show you how I would use it. Very simply, I would go, "Hello, Sound Toys. How are you, Mr. Decapitator? Well, I'm very good, thank you very much. Would you like some filth?" Yes, I would very much like some filth. And yes, I would also like a little plate, please. Just a tiny little plate. Just to give me some lovely sounds. Too much. Yes, that is how I would use that. I wonder if it can go down an octave. That's a bit too low. There we go. Winner. Winner, chicken dinner. Great. This is the lovely thing about sometimes when you take things out of the box, it doesn't always sound as good as you'd hoped. I mean, I'm not really in love with these, but... Oh, actually, that's really nice. They're very jazzy. Very jazzy. Let's see what this... Yeah, real jazz sound. You know, let's actually get a better voicing. Nice. Oh, thank you. But I wouldn't really use them. So let's have a listen to pads. Now, pads I do like, I do use. So let's... Okay, yeah, so this is screaming ambient post-rock to me, and also, to an extent, those kind of uplifting, again, Will Smith, I want to think of another actor who does them, I can't right off the top of my head, almost Robin Williams maybe, did them. Uplifting family films would start with this kind of like lovely, and a piano theme, perhaps. Now these pads are very nice. You could see that I'm not one for fiddling. Yep, that's good. I mean, I figure I'm kind of doing what you all do, really. Just playing along with what you've got here. Now, tempo synced, where are we? I'm in... Oh, I've just found something. You can change the reverb. So let's listen to this fade away, see what this is. Let's change the reverb. Evolution. Actually, I think if I heard it, I'd hear it better with the soft piano. Here we go. Okay, Glacier, I hear you. Smaller. Sound like rooms. Nice. Oh, cool. Okay, and I guess Glacier Special. They're just longer reverbs, I would presume. Okay, and tunnel. Hello. Longer. Okay, so you got a mixture of they're quite subtle reverbs, which is nice. They don't really, they kind of sound like plates. They don't really seem to have any color. They just seem to be giving an idea of size of a room, and that's why plates are good, especially with pianos, because you don't often want to color the reverb. You just want to have a reverb that implies a space, and that's why plates are good. And that's why I use little plate a lot, because of that reason. Right now, before I sign off, really, I haven't really gone through all of them. I'm just gonna go through a couple of these extra things down the bottom. I feel like I've I've gone through the percussion I have. Let's have a look at Swells. Yeah, I think this is a huge ambience instrument, really, isn't it? I mean, given the nature of the composer's work, I should have guessed. But, however, how can I use this in trailer music? I'm not really going to play through this anymore without actually then loading up a few samples and then actually writing a trailer cue, which I'm not going to do because otherwise you'll be sat here for another hour. Oh, or maybe less. The way I would use this is, firstly and foremost, for the soft piano and the piano. They're very nice sounds, and that's simple. I wouldn't necessarily use these affected pianos because I often like to add those effects myself afterwards. The piano and the soft piano, brilliant, lovely sounds. And again, the percussion, specifically this percussion hits, this is lovely. It's almost Foley percussion. Perfect for horror stuff, which again, I do a lot. And I presume, almost from what I could see from all of these percussion, they were just basically parts of that same one. So the percussion hit seems to be all of these hits put together. So yeah, I would use that for horror stuff. These swells, again, this would be more my ambient work, which I do under a different name. The one-shots, I'm going to have a look at again, because I haven't really given them the time. Oh, okay, this is telling me something else. This is... Yeah, so we've got some nice bluesy... Ooh. Bluesy elements going here. But they're almost too ambient. Can I change the release? Yes. Too severe. Yeah, so that's quite cool, actually. So perhaps I would use that. Perhaps I would use that for some of my bluesy trailer stuff, which is kind of, again, those like sort of actiony drum things. It's always nice to have a nice Wurlitzer. Very nice. Yeah, that was a nice surprise, actually. Hey, thank you. Let's go. Oh, dry whirly. Maybe this is what I was looking for. Yes. Yes, this is what I was looking for. Fantastic. Okay, so this is why it's quite nice. And that's why I warned you. This isn't like a complete walkthrough. This isn't a complete review. This is me just trying out, seeing if, firstly, if I got my money's worth. And immediately after hearing those pianos, yes, I did. Because for me, if I can use it, there's the likelihood I'll get a placement, which means the placement more than pays for this. Hooray! Thank you very much. And the thing that I always look for is, does it inspire me, right? Because if a sample library doesn't inspire me, then it's not going to help me in my journey to create more music. It's going to become something that frustrates me. And I have a lot of sample libraries that frustrate me because I open them up and the sounds just don't do it for me. It's kind of like when you get a new, when I used to get new stomp boxes for my guitar, I'd push them down and I'd play and I'd be like, yeah, this is the stuff. And then I'd start playing and writing and it'd be amazing. And it's the same here. This is what it was with Spitfire's original felt piano they released for Spitfire Labs. I played it and I thought, oh my goodness, this is absolutely beautiful. So yeah, like I said, the thing that really gets me actually are the pads, wherever they are. One shot, semper sync, pads. I mean, this is nice. This makes me want to write some music. Yeah, that's beautiful, lovely. And then again, the soft piano. This definitely makes me want to write music. There we go. Yeah, lovely. And the nice thing is, you find that almost all soft pianos sound different. So yeah, I find inspiring, and actually I really like the minimalist approach to the design, because so many times I load up a library and I go, oh, why are there so many knobs everywhere? Don't think like that. Rude. I just think, why there's too many dials. I don't want that. And then it just freaks me out a little bit. I mean, I know what all of them do, but it's just like, actually, if I'm going to do the fiddling, I'm going to do the fiddling in my channel strip. Call me old-fashioned, but that's what I will do. I mean, I kind of approach writing like I bring a sound out of the box with an instrument like this, and then I mess with it outside as either a send or an effects chain on the channel strip itself. And I like the fact that they've just given me these two mics, I presume they're two mics, this reverb, and the ability to switch the release when needed, and switching the reverb up here. We've got the tuning, panning, and volume up here, and I wonder if there's anything else, nerdy stuff. And that's great. I love minimal setups. You could save your own patches here as well, which is also cool. And also, that's nice. We don't always need a massive window, do we? So, yeah, like I said, there's no massive walkthrough. I just wanted to see what this was like. I like it, and I'm going to use it for my trailer cues. I think the first port of call is probably going to be using the flugelhorns for Brahms or for bass instruments, and using the percussion for horror cues, and using the piano for piano stuff. Yeah. Now, you can go check this out if you'd like. Otherwise, if you want to see more tutorials about trailer music, or even a podcast about trailer music, I have a podcast called the Trailer Music Composers Podcast. Check it out. I also have a trailer music school where I teach people about writing trailer music and getting into the industry, how they can get their music out there. And yeah, and obviously I do these. If you enjoyed it, please click like. If you like this stuff, then subscribe to my channel. If you've got any questions, ask them in the comments. I hope you've had a nice day. Take care, guys.